Hey Frosty Clan and other YouTubers, thanks for joining the FrostySith channel today, and we're fixing to dive into the fourth installment on the Keto Trail cooking series, where today we're going to jump into fajitas con carne and another keto meal to keep you in the zone. Let's dive right in. Okay, well, I got the dehydrator out of storage and it is plugged up on the table and ready to go. Dehydrated vegetables are a staple to a lot of backpacking meals. And today we're going to be doing 3 pepper and onion blend. You can pick out vegetables that you like. I'm going to try and keep it simple and stick to the 3 peppers and onions. May add a few mushrooms in there, but probably just stick to this. There's 4 cups of fresh vegetables frozen in this bag. We'll dehydrate it. There won't be much volume to it at all, or weight. There's 3 grams of sugar per cup, and we'll probably split this in half for one person in one meal. Maybe 3 cups, because it won't quite hydrate fully back to 3 cups. But to begin with, we have to dehydrate it and get it ready to go. So the process is simple. And I'm not super concerned that some of these littler pieces are falling to the next tray, because they're going to get caught on one of the trays, and all the trays are clean and ready to go. So we're just going to put the lid on it, and I like to do mine on low and just let them go for, a day or until they just feel right. Okay, well, it's been more than 24 hours, and I was going to pull them off earlier, but I got tied up with real life, and so I just turned them back on and let them stay dry. And now it's time to pull off the 4 cups of peppers. And one of the things is almost all of the dried vegetables should just basically come loose once they're ready. If you try and take your dehydrated vegetables off the tray and they're sticky and they're not just coming right off, then they're probably not dry enough. So that's an easy way to tell. So we're just going to loosen these up and take them all off and put them in a bowl and weigh out and see how much they all weigh. And there's pieces falling to the next tray, and that's okay. We're just gonna go through all the trays and get all the pieces. See you in a minute. Okay, so now let's see how much what was 12 ounces of frozen vegetables, 4 cups, what that works out to be after drying, dehydrating them. 22 grams, less than 1 ounce. So you can see how it would be easy to add the nutrition of some vegetables to your meals, because even half of this at 11 grams is going to be 2 cups worth of nutrition from 3 peppers and onions. So this is a great add to any sort of backpacking meal that you're working on, and certainly to be able to have it around as you're working on your keto meals. This is great. Okay, to get started, you're going to need a couple of things. You're going to need a food scale to measure weights of things. You're going to need a tablespoon, which I've been using, and a teaspoon to measure volumes of certain ingredients. And then to help speed things up, I've already combined some of the ingredients, but let's talk about what those are. So we're going with the Mountain House freeze-dried beef, and that would be 34 grams. It wasn't pared out, but it's 34 grams of beef. And then you're going to mix all of the dry ingredients together. So what's in there? Well, we're going to start out with 2 teaspoons of the McCormick Fajita seasoning, and that's in there. And then to kick up the potassium a little bit, we're going with a potassium chloride product, name brand, no salt. So we're going with a half teaspoon of that. And then to get the fat calories up, I use the Perfect Keto brand of MTC oil powder. We're going with 1 scoop of that, which should be 10 grams by weight. And then 3 tablespoons of the organic grass-fed butter powder, which should give you around 22-23 grams by weight. And then the Quest Nutrition coconut oil powder, and we've added 1 scoop of that, which again should be about 10 grams total. Yep, 10 grams total. And then we've got a home dehydrated product, and so what's in here is 11 grams of the 3-pepper and onion bird's eye frozen vegetables that have been dehydrated at home, 11 grams, and so that's equal to 2 cups of fresh frozen from a nutritional point of view. And then we'll include in the food packet the Mama Lupe's tortillas. And again, I like this brand. The net carbs are about the same as other brands. This is actually a little less on the net carbs because you got 3 net carbs, 7 total, 4 are fiber. So that leaves you with 3 net carbohydrates. And the tortillas are just larger. So they're about 20% larger tortilla. They weigh more. So instead of 28 grams each, they're 36 grams each. But what I like about that is it's a lot easier to wrap your food with the bottom, so food doesn't leak out the bottom of the your taco or burrito, however you want to wrap it. So just to save time, I did it this way today, and I've got all those dry ingredients here. We've got the dehydrated ingredients here and the freeze-dried ingredients here. So now what we're going to do, just so you can see how this mixes up and what kind of the end product looks like after some hydration time, is we're going to mix this into a shaker jar and let it soak. Shaker jar. Water. All right, that's 2/3 of a cup, and we're going to let that soak before adding the dry ingredients for a little bit, and then we'll add the powder. And in the field, you would just do this on the trail this way. When you stop, you would mix this up, let it hydrate, hike a little bit more, check it, add water as needed, and move on. So we're going to let this sit for a few minutes, Then we're going to add some more water. And what we're trying to do is just not to over water it, because who likes runny fajitas? We'll let it sit for a bit. Okay, so it looks like all that water has been hydrated into the vegetables and beef. So we're going to add some more water, and we want to try and make sure that most of the vegetables are covered. And you want to do this so you can walk down the trail and have the vegetables be mostly hydrated, because the freeze-dried product is going to pretty easily rehydrate. And it's nice that they actually come to the top. So we're going to let those hydrate probably for, I don't know, 30-45 minutes on the vegetables. And certainly if you're hiking, probably the longer the better when you're dealing with dehydrated. And then at some point you would hike down the trail some more and then add the powdered ingredients, which would be vacuum sealed in their own packaging. You would open that, add that in here, shake it up, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour before you're ready to use it. Let it thicken and do its thing, and you'd be ready to go. And then of course, if you wanted to heat that, once you got into wherever you were doing dinner, you could put that into your MSR kettle or whatever your cooking pot is, and warm it up, and then have hot fajitas. All right, we'll see you back here in about 45 minutes. Okay, well, it's been about 30 minutes, but we're going to go ahead and mix the powdered ingredients in. This looks like it's hydrating really well. The onions are starting to look like onions. The peppers or bell peppers are looking like bell peppers. So we're going to go ahead and get this in here and get it soaking. Give it a shake. All right, and then we're going to let it sit a little longer. Okay, it's only been about 10 minutes, and in the field I'd probably let this go longer, but I'm kind of hungry, so let's get our bowl that I've been using. And our tortilla. So that's what it looks like. And of course, the longer you let this sit, the thicker it would get. All right, well, let's wrap it up, and then we'll take a bite and go look at the nutritional information. Bon appetit. Now let's review the nutritional information. And again, this is for the meal that we just prepared in this video, the fajitas con carne with the 2 tortillas. And this is the 4th installment on the Keto Trail video series. There are typically several nutritional things that I focus on. They tend to be on the macro level with the exception of some of the electrolytes. And so let's dive into that. This recipe has a total caloric value of 661 calories. Let's pop open the calculator and take a look at what the percentage breakdown in calories are for fat, protein, and carbohydrate. So there are 44.6 grams of fat at 9 calories per gram, 401 calories divided by 661. So almost 61% of the calories are coming from fat. That's great. That'll work well into our backcountry keto plan. And it looks like 46.4 grams from protein at 4 calories per gram, so 185.6 calories from protein, or 28% of the total calories are coming from protein. So that's stacking up to be an excellent keto recipe with, what is that, 89% of the calories coming from fat and protein, and it leaves us with, looks like 31.1 total carbs minus the dietary fiber is 18 net carbohydrates at 4 calories per gram is 72 calories divided by 661, or not quite 11% of the total calories are related to net carbohydrates. So this is a great Keto Zone recipe. It'll work well into your backcountry menu planning. The other thing, because we use the potassium chloride instead of regular table salt, we end up with sodium of about 1.8, almost 1.9 grams, and potassium, because we use the potassium chloride, of nearly a 1-to-1 ratio with the sodium, and it's hard to get enough potassium, and so it's always good to try and have a higher potassium than sodium ratio if you can. Certainly the standard American diet doesn't have that, but when you're exerting a lot of energy and your metabolism is churning through and excreting electrolytes during your activity, it's always good to replace those so that you have good cellular and muscle and nerve function in your high adventures that you're taking. And so 1-to-1 is a good ratio, better than a lot of recipes that we have. So in any case, these are the ingredients that we just reviewed in the video. One thing of note is this total weight is not correct, because when you dehydrate things at home, oftentimes there isn't in the database an equivalent item for that dehydrated product, and that's the case with the 3-pepper and onion blend that I dehydrated at home and that we used in this recipe. And so to get the nutritional information correct, I added the frozen version. And so the 11 grams that we prepared would be equal to 6 ounces frozen. So 2 cups by volume, or half of a 12-ounce bag of frozen vegetables. That's what we have and ate in this particular recipe. So that's it for the 4th installment, and we've got several other recipes that will be coming up. So if you haven't joined Frosty Clan and subscribed yet, please take a minute and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so that you can be certain to get notifications when new content is uploaded to the FrostySith channel. Thanks for joining, and we appreciate your time and look forward to seeing you here again next week. Thanks.